welcome to Claire's Yoga Inspired Workout. Today we're going to do a quick workout that's going to fire up the body, make us feel really good, and also we're going to try and focus mainly on the abdominal section in order to help work on strengthening it, which helps our backs. A lot of us who are hunched over or have had children where our muscles have been stretched out and no longer have that tension to really help hold up the spine, find that we get really bad lower back problems. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some medium to advanced poses. However, I will give modifications in order to help people that are just getting started on this journey. And what I want us to do is really to push ourselves, but not hurt ourselves. It's really important that we listen to our bodies and just get ourselves to the limit so that we can reap the benefits, but we don't injure ourselves and then set us back. We also want to enjoy the workout. This is usually the only time that people get where they get a bit of time on their own, especially if you're a mum or a wife or a husband or somebody very, very busy that's got millions of things going on. What we're also going to do is we're going to finish off with a relaxation section, only for a few minutes, but just to really help people to learn techniques in order to quiet the mind. When we have racing thoughts, we find it very difficult to control that, whether they're negative, whether they're on all the different things that we have to get done. And if we can learn to take control of our mind, it can become very powerful, and we can then follow our dreams instead of getting caught up in the chaos of our internal world. So anyway, with that being said, let's start. I will give modifications for people that are, like I said, just starting on the journey, but just go with it. And like I said, just in the main part is to enjoy it and to give this time for yourself. Okay, let's start standing at the back of our mat, and we're going to place our hands down, really find a balance. Feel the balls of the feet, feel the toes. Really lengthen the spine and pull our shoulders down. And then we're going to take a few deep breaths before we start. In through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to do this 3 times, just to really set ourselves in the mood for the workout. On the last one, we're going to hold our breath for 3 seconds. And let it all out. Let's bring our arms up above our head and really stretch up towards the ceiling. And we're going to point our index finger up, and we're going to try and move to the side, really getting length in that left side of the body. Then back up, stretch up, and then let's go for the opposite side. Back up, stretch, and then let's bring our hands down the side. Okay, now this could be very difficult for some people if you've either just started or you don't have the flexibility, or it's first thing in the morning. So if you need to, just put a bend into those knees. Place your hands on the floor, and then if you can, you want to straight your legs, drop your head, and just relax into this pose, really feeling the stretch in the back of your hamstrings. If you're feeling comfortable, you can put your hands on your elbows and just rock slightly back and forth. Then place your hands back on the floor, into standing forward fold. Come halfway up your shin, lengthen your spine, back down into forward fold. Let's bend our knees, come down to the floor, and let's go on to all fours. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to just do some cat-cows to fire up the core and also get some mobility into that spine. Okay, we're going to arch our back, look up, push through our hands. Then tuck the tailbone, push up, really round the spine. Take deep breaths in between. Round again, into cow. Tuck the tailbone and pull the core towards your spine. And really push through those hands and round the back. Back up. And then last one, tuck the tailbone. And come into neutral position. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to try and fire up the core a little bit. And so we're going to lift one leg, lift your right leg behind you. And we're just going to tuck that in towards our chest and hold it for 1. And kick it back out. Tuck in, hold it. Out. We're going to do this for 5 reps. Tuck in. Out. 2 more times. Last one. Then hold it here, push through your hands, engage your core. Then we're going to back out again. Then place it down next to the other. Let's repeat this on the opposite side. Take a breath. Extend your left leg. Really reach those toes towards the back of the room. Tuck it in towards your chest. Out. Make sure you're keeping your hips nice and straight and lengthening the spine. Two more times. And last one, really engage your core. And back. And place it down next to your knee. Okay, we're going to tuck our toes and we're going to come up just a little gap between the floor and your knees. And what we're going to do here, I want you to really engage your core, and we're going to come back towards your thighs and then back up with a little gap. We're going to see if we can do 6 reps of these. So 5 more. Back towards your thighs, really pushing through your hands, come up, engage your core, back towards your thighs. Let's do 3 more of these. Really push through the burn. If you do find this difficult, feel free to just come down and take a breather and then come back up and start again. Hold it. Last one. I'll see if you can hold this for an extra few seconds. Take a deep breath. And then come back and push up into downward dog. If you can, push your heels towards the floor. Really lengthen the spine. And you should feel this all the way down through your calves and through your hamstrings. If you can't get all the way down, it's not a problem. Just stay up on your tippy toes, go as far as you can. And each time you do it, you'll feel that you can go a little bit further, the more the body warms up. Take a few breaths here. Then we're going to take a few steps forward into standing forward fold. Tuck the chin in. I'm going to come all the way up. Reach your arms towards the sky. Bring your hands down beside you. Okay, from here, we're going to go into tree pose. So you're going to bring your foot towards the inside of your leg. You're going to really push and engage that right leg. Find your drishti spot, which is your focal point just in front of you. And you can either keep your hands at your heart, or you can come up and keep them above your head, whichever you find most comfortable. This is really great for working on your balance. And engage your core to help you with your balance. And then drop the foot next to the other. Let's repeat on the other side. Find your balance. Bring your foot, your right foot to the inside of your left leg. Really engage your left leg. Find your focal point. Place your hands by your heart or above your head. So engage your core. And in a controlled way, bring your foot next to the other into your standing position. Drop your hands, and we're going to come into chair pose. So we're going to swoop our fingers along the bottom of the floor. We're going to come up here, arms above your head. And what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and raise the toes, if you can, and then down. You can do this 5 times. Raise your toes, really working on your balance, down, and if you do fall, just come back out again. 3, 2 more. Just really push through the burn. And last one, hold it. Place your feet. Drop your hands beside them and come into standing forward fold. Take 3 breaths here. Then bring your left leg behind you into low lunge. And from here, we're going to place our left hand next to our right foot. And if you're comfortable, you're going to twist and place your right arm all the way up to the sky. This is a great twist for the spine. Again, also great for working on our balance. If you find this too difficult, just stay in the low lunge, then come back. Place your right leg behind into plank position. Hold here, engage your core. And then push back into downward dog. We're going to come through our chaturanga before we return and do this on the opposite side. So come forward, bend your elbows, push through to upward dog. Try and keep those thighs off the ground if you can. Hold, pull your shoulders down, and then come back up into downward dog. Hold here. And if you're ready, you can jump towards the mat. Otherwise, take a few steps and we'll meet in forward fold. Let's bring the right leg behind us into low lunge. Really feel that lengthening in your hip and all along your hamstring. And then place your right hand down if you feel comfortable and twist and lift your left arm up towards the sky, looking up towards your left hand. Then place your hand back down. Let's step back into downward dog. Really lengthen that spine, push the heels down. Come forward into plank. This time we're going to do some crunches to work on our abdominal section. So we're going to bring our left knee towards our left elbow, return back to center, and our right knee to our right elbow, back to center. Let's do this for 10. 1. 2. Really squeeze those obliques. 1/2. If you choose to, you can change direction. 4. Really work on that core and try and keep your spine nice and long. Try not to drop your hips too far. Last one. And then let's go through our chaturanga. Bend our elbows, push through, upward facing dog, come up into downward dog. Take a breath here, and then drop your knees and let's come into child's pose. Up. We're going to come down onto the one side, and we're going to place our hand here, and we're just going to stretch over, just to stretch those obliques out. And we can add a spiral as well. Up. One more time. Good. Come back up onto your knees. Drop down to your left side. Let's repeat again. So just stretch out the obliques first. And then let's do our spiral 3 times. Time. Okay, coming up onto our knees. We're going to bend our toes, come and sit back onto our heels. Sit, really stretch out those feet. Arms up in the sky. And if you're ready for it and you're comfortable, we're going to come into camel pose. You can either keep your feet here and support your back as you go down. You put one hand there, drop the other, and if you're ready, you can drop your head. If you don't feel comfortable with doing this, just stay in the same position before, sitting on the backs of the heels. Or you can also keep your feet on the floor, drop your hands on the other, and really push your hips up towards the sky. Then make sure you put your hands on your spine as you come up for support. And we're going to come down, swing round, and sit with our feet in front of us. we're going to finish off with coming into boat, and we're going to do a few boat to canoes. Really engage your core, working on your balance, and we're going to come down. 1, 2. If you are advanced at this, you can also extend your legs fully. And then also, for the last 5 if you can, bring your arms above your head. Last one. Hold. Gauge your core. And place your feet down. Place your hands behind you. And we're going to come into reverse tabletop. Push up. Really squeeze your glutes. Drop your head back if it feels comfortable. And let's drop down. Come into butterfly pose. If you feel comfortable, you can come forward and try and reach your forehead to the floor. Otherwise, just sit. And if your feet are here, just give it time. Relax into the pose, and the more you do this, the easier this will become. Come on up. Stretch your legs in front of you. Let's come into a seated forward fold. If you can't come all the way down, that's not a problem. Just wherever you feel comfortable, and if you need to put a little bend into the knee, that's not a problem at all. Like I said, with everything, some people are runners, some people have very tight hamstrings, and so some of these poses might be easy or totally inaccessible at the moment. Just listen to your body and go as far as you can without, like I said, injuring yourself. Then come on up, bend your knees, move forward. Let's come into our final pose, our Shavasana, where we're going to do some breathing techniques. So come lie down, relax everything you possibly can, and try and listen to your breath rather than what's going on in your mind. Also, you might find that, you know, you've got a big list of things that you need to do. Try and see your thoughts as butterflies fluttering around, coming and going, and just focus on the breath and don't focus too much about the content of what's going on. The more you do this, the more you'll find it easier to let all of those thoughts disappear, and your mind will completely relax, and in turn your whole body will relax. But this doesn't happen immediately. It takes time to do it, and it takes practice. I want you just to focus on your breath, focus on relaxing your face, keeping your eyes slightly closed if it feels comfortable, or keep them open if you feel uncomfortable with them closed. Relax your jaw, relax your cheeks, your arms. Let your fingers just flop towards the floor and melt into the ground or into your mat. Feel your abdominals just sinking through. After all the work we've done today, it's nice just to give it this few moments to just be at peace doing absolutely nothing. Allow your thighs and your calves just to let go, and your feet and your toes to flop towards the side. I want you to feel this calm inside of you, and just really try and take this time without jumping up and ending the practice as soon. Just to be. We very rarely are just present and being. We're always doing. And it's so important for us to just take the time to let our body, find its balance, rejuvenate, restart. And then when you start the day or the evening or wherever you are, you're ready to take on the world. So spend as long as you like down here, relax. We're going to take 3 deep breaths before we come up. Really fill the lungs and then let it all go. Last one. Really fill those lungs and then hold it before you let everything out. And let everything out. Now roll to your side and come on up into a comfortable position. Put your hands on your heart. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Thank you very much for practicing with me today. I hope your body feels really good, and I hope you've really engaged the core, but also found that peace. And I hope to see you again. Thank you so much.